Little controversy. You've been all over the blogs in the last day or so. We canceled your appearance here on Tuesday, and from what I've been reading, you thought you were banned for life from the show. Were you behind that report?
No, I didn't say that. That was from a reliable news report. The point is, I was canceled twice, and it wasn't until the Drudge Report ran a headline on its own reporting, and the Drudge Report has never had to retract a report.
You know, the book is called Guilty, Ann Coulter. I'm glad you're back.
Oh, so am I. Thank you.
It's good
nice
to be
see
here.
you again.
All right, we are going to, by the way, you're not banned for life, obviously, okay? Your next book comes out.
Thank you. I'm
sure
delighted to hear that.
You'll be sitting right here again.
Wow, that was the last. You've been invited back?
No, apparently the Drudge Report is a better reporter than Matt Lauer, even about what Matt Lauer is going to do in the future.
Apparently.
So, Drudge, right again, always believe.
All right, so,
Drudge.
but Good Morning America.
Banned for life.
And you're on The View later this week?
Yes, I am.
And then when you get under fire, we'll have you back about the first controversy.
We're thinking Thursday night.
Thursday night, which is, all right, look, I don't want to interrupt this. You and I had an hour debate on discussion on radio today, and I thought it was really fascinating. And I don't want to get into that because once we go down that road.
There's so much more in this book.
No, there really is. But I want you, the one thing we did not get to that I think is really important, I want to tie this tied into what is a very powerful conclusion. Because I think you're leading up to something, and I want you to explain to people what it is.
I think Americans at this point, well, I was starting to say just before the break, Americans have always understood the danger of mobs. They are always dangerous. They are always demonic. Thus, the Shays Rebellion, the creating our Constitution, the Boston Tea Party not being so warm, feeling so warmly about that. You had during
I like the Boston Tea Party, though. Taxation.
Well, it was very peaceful. The only thing more peaceful than the original Boston Tea Party are today's tea parties, where they leave the mall cleaner than when they got there. Okay, then during the Civil War, you had, again, Democrats in New York engaging in massive, horrible mobbings against blacks in New York, lynchings, draggings by genitals. And Abraham Lincoln sees another Democrat mob, they're always the Democrats, sends the military little detour up to New York, crushes the mob, goes back, wins the war, and then Abraham Lincoln carries New York in the next election. So we've had mob uprisings before, but we've always known you can't reason with a mob. I think conservatives, I think a lot of peaceable Americans have forgotten that. We did have something as close as this country got to the French Revolution in the 60s with the Weathermen and SDS and the bombings.
And you have some interesting stuff in here about our buddy Bill Ayers, which was pretty. I'm not going to give it up because I want people to buy. All right.
A small item. But the point is, Nixon came in, shut it down. There was the shooting at Kent State. And gosh, I know liberals don't like it. And you look on Nexus and, oh, the whole country was embarrassed. Well, I'm not embarrassed. That's what you do with a mob. They were monstrous at Kent State. It was being led by Bill Ayers. When you
are dealing with mob rule, when you are dealing with,
overreact.
Whatever. Okay. When you're dealing with a lie, too. Remember the road less traveled author Scott Peck also wrote a second book, The People of the Lie.
I think you're getting,
No. But when he talked about when there's a lie, there's also evil. He was talking about that.
Right. I use him in my book.
But there is a sinister, predictable technique and tactic to attack and slander and besmirch people. For example, the latest one is on Medicare. What are you dealing with, and how do you effectively deal with it?
That's all part of the crowd psychology. They don't. It's from Rousseau, the paranoid hypochondriac, that inspired the French Revolution. Don't speak to people in words. Use images. Speak to the heart, not to the head. Well, that's what they're doing with Medicare. They won't talk about the fact that it's about to go bankrupt. They'll just show a picture of Congressman Ryan pushing a woman in her wheelchair off
the cliff.
No, they use images. That's how you gin up a mob. You don't do it through careful arguments about how we need to cut taxes because that will increase revenue to the government.
All right, we're going to see you later this week. It's in bookstores everywhere, Amazon.com.
As of midnight tonight.
Honestly, a really thought-provocative, well-researched book. Ann Coulter,
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. I can't wait till you get in trouble.